Gargoti Museum. This is the country's biggest and sole Gargoti Museum, situated at Sinnar, a dream venture of K.C. Pandey. Mr. Krishnachandra Pandey, fondly called as KC, is a global personality. Nasik is many times known by Gargoti or his name. His hardcore patriotism and a strong desire to do something extraordinary for the country led him to join the Indian Navy. After retiring from Navy in 1993, K.C. Pandey decided to mold his childhood hobby into a business venture. His desire was to know name of every stone, where the stone got its color from, and where it got its life. Through these rigorous efforts and strong dedication, the Gargoti Museum was born. Every stone has a unique beauty to it, and K.C. Pandey has taken it upon himself to discover it. The museum holds a collection of unique Gargotis that can take your breath away with a single glance. The age-old collection holds rocks from all over the world and even out of the world. His innovative and unique business has produced more than 200 exporters of Gargoti from Nasik itself. His entire family supports this business and is actively involved in the functioning of it. K.C. Pandey is all set to expand his horizon by establishing a unique dinosaur theme park and Gargoti Museum in the holy town of Shirdi. His fondness and hobby for gems and stone collection made him a rock star in true sense. A man with golden heart who cares for his employee as much as his family is still continuing the journey to chase his dream. We believe that his glorious effort will definitely make India shine on the global level.
Oh, so right now we're over here at the Savda Quarry. This is actually one of the old pits where they used to have mining, but it's no longer mined out. You can see it's grown over now. But you're telling me that that over there that was one of the best green apophytes.
Yeah, the best green apophyte that's currently in the Houston Museum on display in James Horner collection was actually found right where you see the buffaloes.
Right over there, where the solid rock is?
There used to be a big lump of basalt, and again, during mining process, they shaved it off, and finally, it's not active anymore. Late 80s, early 90s, this was one of the hottest locations in Savda, but now I think it's not been operational for over 15 years. So now we're standing in this Savda mine, which is about to max out its limit for zeolites. As you can see, there are a few nice zeolite pockets that they found recently, but no significant mineral as a secondary growth on it. No calcite, no green apophyte, what Savda was known for. So when it comes to Savda, people think, oh, it must be loaded with green apophytes and all the calcite that's out in the market. But this is what they've been hitting lately. And once this level of the mine is done, as we can show, there is absolute no traces of minerals even on the higher level, and we've seen the lower level before that. So once this part of the mine is done, it will only be a basalt mine. No zeolite mining because there are no traces. So they might get lucky in the next 5-10 years if the mine still runs for basalt, but zeolite from this mine is done.
It looks really limited, like maybe 10 feet of zeolite.
That's it, and all you can go is maybe another 80-90 feet to that end, and that's it. Now, after the blasting, they're trying to clear the rubbles and see if any pocket got exposed. As you can see, still has apophyte pockets in the wall.
Yeah, with all the pockets nearby, I think it'd be lucky.
The recent blast that we saw and captured on camera happened right here.
Hai Rajun. Dari Batli.
So we finally made it over to the area where the dynamite blast was, and we actually found something pretty significant. You don't get to see this very often, if ever.
That's how you know you're in Savda, Corey.
Green.
Again, so far we've just been talking about green apophyte, but actually after this blast, we found something.
Here it is, in the stone. Right there. With blue chalcedony and stilbite.
The gentleman that owns the mine stands right here.
Here he is.
Thank you for the support for doing the blasting. Certainly that guys can see. So right now we are still in Savda, covering different quarries, different mines. But this is what started the mining in Savda at the first place. And zeolite is still not even 0.1% of their mining activity. So they're mining for black basalt, which you see in the boulders. They get carried here in the trucks. They go into the crusher and they make 4 or 5 different kind of products by cutting the basalt in various shapes and sizes. So
you can see some of it's more fine over there, and then more gravel size. In another area I saw there were like full boulders.
Yeah, toward the mines. Today in 2025, that's how they look. Very minimal zeolite existence in the mines, in the walls. Everything is dry, what we call it in the mining industry. Mining is going dry for zeolites. You can see the zeolite belt that's running through this particular mine, and it starts there to our right hand side, goes all the way to the end of the mine. So as you can see, it's sloped down a little bit, but that's the only deposit in this entire basalt mine. So once they've done following that vein, there is no more zeolite deposit in the entire mine. The only deposit he must have found is closely right around the belt that we are seeing on this mine, because that's the pattern that continues in the mine. So it can just vary on the level a little up and down, but as you can see, zeolites there, nothing. All 80-90 feet on the bottom, there's absolutely nothing, not even a trace.
And it's been the same thing in every pit we've seen so far. It's just that maybe 10-foot belt of zeolites.
This looks like a tourist destination.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The rains bring in like the whole mine comes to life.
Yeah, exactly. This is again one part of Wagholi quarry, which is pretty much done. Whatever slim chances they have is in these boulders while they're moving it out or cutting it off. If they go slow, they might get lucky, find a few pieces here and there, but this is Wagholi coming to an end.
The Wagholi mine is a complex of 40 different quarries with different owners, and 38 of them are not even producing basalt. Only 2 of them are currently in operation, and if you're looking for gems like cavensite and hewlandite, you can find very little, but the cost of extracting them is actually more than the value of them. So there's not very much cavensite and hewlandite worth actually getting from these mines right now. And a moment of truth for us, we were surprised to see that a part of the mines for cavensite are being used as a trash landfill now, just for local trash.
So this is probably one of the coolest things I've seen so far in the mine, and everywhere you look there's little cavensites, but a lot more micro hewlandite. So we just wandered into this random spot. Is this a spot somebody's been working for a little bit?
It got shut down recently, 5 years ago. So anything that came out of this mine which is Cavanite, because we're standing here in Bagoli. This is one of the most prestigious mines. With hands and chisel, they've tried their best, I'm sure, and there's no significant unless you move the basalt out.
That would explain the pile here. Maybe some people
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
their hand with
They,
the hand
they,
tools.
they tried their best. That's why you see all the small matrix floating around. This is one of the old mines that's not operational anymore. Again, city limits, you can't. If they were allowed, you think they would stop? They'd still be continuing it.
So here we are driving down into one of the quarries at Mahadari, and we actually got permission to view one of the dynamite blastings and record it. And here they are drilling into the basalt walls so that they can put the dynamite in it before the blast. It's quite a bit of work, as you can see right here. And then they connect the detonator to the dynamite with the wires here, and then it's a big show. And it was our lucky day, a collector and rock hounder's dream, because this is what came out. We were lucky enough to find some apophyllite, stillbite, and blue chalcedony in these little vugs. And while it wasn't a significant find, it was really satisfying to see something actually come out. We're finally at Mahadari Quarry here in Nasik, which the best calcite ever to come out of India came from. In 1999 as part of the Steve Smale collection. But this quarry is no longer in operation, as if you look just 50 meters from here, you can see the freeway in operation right now. So no dynamite blasting is happening here anymore. So you'll see some rubble here, maybe from, you know, some of the equipment, but that's about it. But you can look here, in marks from years past. All those little white spots are pockets of zeolites and apophyllite, and yeah, maybe some calcites. So just to illustrate how not active this mine is, we came here 2 years ago and got to see this, and there was something we found. There was some unexploded dynamite from a from a past blast that didn't go off, and there was no way for them to retrieve it. It's still there. It's still there 2 years later. If you go back in our videos, you can actually see the same thing, because we thought it was kind of funny. I was scared then, but if it's been there for 2 years, I think we're safe. All right, here we are in the other part of the Mahadari Quarry. This is actually where the botryoidal fluorite comes from, the famous yellow and the much more famous and rare red botryoidal fluorite. But what you got going on here is they're taking the basalt. It's ready to be sold or processed. Well, actually, it'll be processed after this. They're trucking it over. But you can see down there, you can actually see little white pockets. That's going to be more zeolites. But this is actually where we were 2 years ago. But now it's the rainy season, and the whole thing is filled with water. But even with all that going on, they still managed to get the basalt moving. So right now we're actually standing in the botryoidal fluorite producing quarry, but as you can see, it's monsoon rainy season, so it's nothing but water everywhere. But even if it wasn't, the mine owners said today that they haven't seen a piece of botryoidal fluorite come out in about 5 years. So we wouldn't be seeing any fluorite today, even if we were able to go on and rock hound and, you know, get a little dirty today.